What's up, my beautiful people? Welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today, as we are seeing the ingredients there, we are going to be preparing some chips mayai, some delicious, very delicious chips mayai. So as you know, the main ingredients in the preparation is potatoes and eggs. I know you're wondering the reason as to why we're having some tomatoes there and onions. They are purposely for some kachumbari. And the tip that you need to know while preparing some chips mayai is that you don't need to forget to fully season your chips, because seasoning makes everything very delicious. So I hope after this video you're going to try out your very own chips mayai. So as I have already told you, today we are making some chips mayai, and it is a very common and a very popular street food, and it is so very easy to prepare and very delicious. Potatoes and eggs are our main ingredients for this recipe, as I have already told you. So the very first thing that you need to know is that when preparing the potatoes, that is preparation of potatoes is the very first procedure. So you need to peel some desired amount of potatoes, as you have seen in we have already done in our case. You peel them and then you wash them to be very clean. You see, we have already cleaned it. They are very clean, and I've kept them in water to avoid them losing water. You know the nature of potatoes. Once they are clean, you need to go to the next step, and you need to know the amount of potatoes and eggs depends on the number of people you are preparing the chips mayai for. After this step, you need to lay our potatoes on our chopping board, then cut the potatoes lengthwise. Let me show you that step. So my people, this is our chopping board for today. We're going to be using this as the chopping board, yeah. So my people, when I'm telling you you cut lengthwise, this is what I mean. You need to obtain this shape. You see that one? You need to cut that potatoes lengthwise. After chopping your potato lengthwise, then you need to lay your potatoes on one side and cut into fries. You lay it this way and cut it into fries. Don't forget that we are making some homemade chips, so that's why we need a chopping board and a knife to cut our potatoes into chips, into chips, because we don't have that machine for slicing, for cutting our potatoes into beautiful tiny fries. But that can't make us not to have some homemade fries. This is the best way to do it. So lay it on one side and start cutting it into beautiful slices. So my people, as you're seeing, we have obtained a very beautiful slices. If you'll follow the same steps that I've shown you, you'll obtain slices like these ones. So immediately after you are done with chopping them into beautiful chips, you need to put these chips into the water. After that, you need to finish chopping the remaining pieces of potatoes into chips. So let's put this into water and do the remaining part. So my people, we are done cutting our potatoes into chips. Always remember this, that sticking the potatoes together, is going to make it easy for you to cut them, because it will be just faster, you know. After that, after placing the potatoes into the bowl, you know, you'll get to notice that our potatoes will make the water turns cloudy. As you are seeing, the water is not very clear, as you are seeing. And so this is starch from our potatoes. So be sure to wash your chopped potatoes like 3 times until the water turns clear, so that it that's what we're gonna do, you know, to get a very clear water at the end of it all, you know. Yeah, to get the clear water. So this is how our potato chips are looking after washing them for about 3 times until we obtained a very clear water. I've already told you that the cloudiness is due to the starch that is being released from the potatoes, and we want to get rid of it. And that's the reason as to why our main goal when washing it is to obtain a very crystal clear water. So after that step, we are going to pick some kitchen towel or some serviettes and use it to remove water, to dry off our potatoes. So we're gonna do something like this to dry our potatoes, you know, you see, so that we can obtain it dry. Our goal is to obtain a very beautiful chips mayai, you know. That is our main goal. Yeah. Then now you have already placed a frying pan over a medium high flame. You see, it's still absorbing heat. And then add enough oil to our frying pan for frying our chips. Let's add some oil, you know. Use enough oil. Use enough oil. And then give it time to absorb some heat, purposely for frying our chips, you know. Let's give it some time as it's absorbing heat. So my people, the next step is frying. In the frying step, you need to drop one potato in the cooking oil to check if our oil is hot enough to fry the chips, you know. Let's do that. We need to drop one. Well, very scared. You see? Once you notice bubbling from the potato, you can then add the rest. It means that the oil is hot enough for frying. Look at it. Let's continue adding some chips inside our fat, you know. Add some chips inside. Be sure not to overcrowd it, because once you overcrowd it, it will turn out to be soggy, very soggy, instead of crispy chips, which is our main target here, you know. Don't overcrowd it. You need to give it space for it to cook well. You see? Give it some time, yeah. You see the way it's bubbling? Be sure that the heat is enough, you know, and our chips are cooking, are like they have space to avoid it coming out cloggy, you know. Just give it some 4 minutes, and then after that we can go to the next step. So after about 5 minutes, the 5 minutes are over, by the way, we are going to remove our chips from the oil. You see, they are ready. but they are not yet crunchy. So we are going to remove them from the oil, you know, and then after that we go to the next step, because you are seeing they are not crunchy, but they are very ready, very ready. You can't miss this. So this is the second slot. Some 5 minutes are already over. So let's remove them from the oil because they are ready, though not yet crispy. Let's remove them, mix them to the rest, and wait for the next procedure. So we've transferred our chips into our plate, as you are seeing, you know. So the next step after transferring the chips into the plate, let's let our chips to cool for about 2 minutes. You see, this is how our chips is looking like. As you can see, it's very ready, though not yet crunchy. It's very ripe from the inside. I can even taste it. Yeah, it's cooked, though not yet crunchy. Let's give it some 2 minutes. Yeah. So since we've transferred our chips into our plates, we are waiting for the oil to get a little bit hot enough so that we can place our fries back, you know. Yeah, let's give our oil time. Yeah. Our oil is getting hot, as you are seeing. Let's give it about 2 minutes so that we can transfer our chips back to crispen. Yeah. I believe that our oil is very hot enough for us to crispen our chips. So let's taste some waters with one chips to see if the oil is hot, very hot, you know. Yeah. Have you seen that? Have you seen it? It's very hot. Let's add the rest. After 1 minute, you'll get to notice the browning of the crispen chips, you know. Make sure it crispen to avoid it from sogging. So remove them and put them inside a bowl that is covered with the serviette to remove some excess fat, excess oil. Before even the minute is over, you'll get to notice that our chips has crispened, and they are in the process of turning into brownish, you know. After that, scoop some chips, shake them well, and pour them into the plate lined with the serviettes, you know. Our chips are very crispy. They're very crispy. They're very beautiful. Shake them well, you know, and put them into the plate to avoid them from burning, you know. Yeah, let's do this. So my people, we are already done with crispening our chips, you know. Can you hear? It's very crispy. It's very crispy. As you hear it, can you hear that voice? I hope that you have heard it's very crispy. So let's go to the next process of preparing our chips mayai. By the way, our chips are very, very delicious. You know, the beauty about crisping up the chips is that it makes them to be very, very delicious. You know, you can't get over with them, you know. You feel like eating them over and over again. So you need to know that if you can't crispen up the chips, you are going to soak them in cooking oil, you know. So guess what, they are going to be very soggy. You see, ours, they are already crispen. They are not soggy in any way. They are very crispy, you know. So let our chips cook for a little bit, and they are looking very delicious, as you can see them, you know. You can hear the crunch. let them cool as we are doing the next. And so my people, we are going well. So we're going to the assembling stage. We're going to crack our 3 eggs into our bowl and adding a pinch of salt. Then whisk everything to combine very well. So let's do this. We are not going to add any veggies in our eggs because I'm loving it that way. I'm sure you're gonna love it that way. So we have some oil remaining over there. So the next thing that we need to do is to transfer some chips into the frying pan. Make sure that you don't overcrowd the potatoes in the pan, you know. Make sure you don't overcrowd. Just do it like an intellectual. You know what intellectuals do? Yeah. Their thinking capacity is high. I don't mean that your thinking capacity is low. So do this. Kindly don't overcrowd them. You can do it as much as you like it, you know. Your chips mayai. Your chips mayai. Your chips mayai. If you overcrowd it, it will do that thing. Yani itafanya ile kitu. So we are going on very well. Yeah. Then sprinkle it with a little bit of salt. That is because we never seasoned it. By the way, we forgot it, right? After seasoning it with salt, then add the egg in the pan very careful, like an intellectual, as I've told you. Do it that way. Do it that way. Do it that way. That way. And then swirl the pan around so that the chips can be coated with the eggs, you know. So cook the eggs for about 2 minutes. Yeah, can you see our chips mayai? It's coming out well. For after about 20 seconds, you can shake the pan to make sure that our chips mayai is not stuck at the bottom of the pan, you know. We are going on very well. Good students. I hope that you are following that. The shaking is to make sure that our chips mayai is not stuck at the bottom of the pan. Yeah, hope that you've understood that. So we need to turn it so that the other side can be cooked. Take the plate, use it to flip so that the other side can be cooked. Look at the cooked side. It's very beautiful. So let's do this, my people. Let's return it so that the original side can be cooked. Yeah, let's do it just that way. It's very simple, very simple. Our chips mayai is coming out very beautiful, as you are seeing. Let's wait for about 2 minutes so that we can remove it from the heat. Just look at the color. It's so amazing. It's so promising, you know. Let's wait. Once the other side is well, we are going to turn off the flames and transfer our chips mayai to the plates for testing, you know. Yeah. So my people, our chips mayai is ready, as you are seeing it that way. So we are going to prepare our kachumbari so that we can eat it with the whatever, what do we call it, so that we can eat it with the our chips mayai. Who doesn't love kachumbari? It really slaps, you know. Yeah, let's do this. So we're going to use only onions and tomatoes. Just look at how our chips mayai looks like. I really love the brownness of our egg. It's already well cooked, and the chips have been incorporated inside the egg very well. And we have our kachumbari there. It's basically tomatoes, onions, and some coriander. seasoned with salt and some vinegar. My people, it's very sweet, it's tasty, it's really slapping, my man. Don't miss this out. Kindly do the same recipe at home. It's very amazing, it's very tasty, it's very sweet, you know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Bye bye for now, see you in our next. Bye.